Good morning, students. Today we present with the chapter acids, bases and salts. What is the name of the chapter, students? Acids, bases and salts. In this chapter, we have to know about what is acid, what is base and what is salt. In our everyday life, daily, we use acidic substance, basic substance, and without salt, we cannot survive, my dear children. In this chapter, the learning outcomes define acid and acid anhydride. Acid anhydride means the product which is obtained by the dehydration of the two molecules of the acid. Investigate the reactions of non-oxidizing acid with metals, carbonates, hydrogen carbonates and bases. Define base and alkali. Investigate the reaction of bases with ammonium salt. Relate acidity and alkalinity to the pH scale. What is pH? That is, we will discuss later. pH, it is the negative logarithm of the concentration of the hydrogen ion. Discuss the strength of acids and alkalis on the basis of their completeness of ionization. Define acidic, basic, amphoteric and neutral oxides. These are the materials, study materials in this chapter, my dear students. Now students, what are acids? What are acids? Next learning outcome, students, we have to discuss, that is define salt. Identify an appropriate method of salt preparation. We will discuss, students, salt is prepared by the reaction of acid and base. So students, acid, base and salt, that we have to discuss. And one thing I am telling you, salt is prepared by the reaction of acid and base. We will discuss the three types of salt: acidic salt, basic salt and the neutral salt. Next students, first topic, that is what are acids. Fruits like apples, oranges and pineapples taste sour because I think many students know the answer. Why the taste of apples, orange and pineapples are sour? Because they contain acid. Acid also turns blue litmus paper red. Acid produces hydrogen ion in water. So, first of all, what are acids? Acid is the substance whose taste is sour taste. Acid is the substance which turns blue litmus paper red. Acid is the substance which produces hydrogen ion in water. All of the definition of ions. Just you see the picture of the different substances having acids. Now students, define acid. An acid is a substance which produces hydrogen ion H plus in water. Just you see, acid when reacts with water produces hydrogen ion. As for example, HCl, hydrochloric acid, when it reacts with water, it forms H3O plus and Cl minus and H3O plus, but here H plus has shown here only HCl in aqueous state. It means that aqueous state means HCl reacts with water and forms H3O plus Cl minus. But if HCl aqueous you write, you have to write the products are H plus aqueous plus Cl minus. It is the hydrogen ions which turns blue litmus to red and give acids their characteristics properties. So definition of acids: an acid is a substance which produces hydrogen ion in water. So students, tell me, What is the definition of acid? Yes, you are absolutely right. Acid is the substance which produces hydrogen ion in water. Again, what are acids? Other chemical properties of acids. Acids reacts with metals to produce hydrogen gas. Magnesium plus sulfuric acid, magnesium sulfate plus hydrogen. Calcium plus sulfuric acid, calcium sulfate plus hydrogen. So, metal plus acid produces hydrogen gas. Acid react with carbonates to produce carbon dioxide. As for example, hydrochloric acid plus calcium carbonate or limestone. So what are the products? Calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. Just to see, that is the reaction in the right side here shown. Lime water, that is, what is lime water? Lime water means that is calcium hydroxide. What is lime? Calcium oxide. So calcium carbonate plus HCl, it produces the calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. Calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. So these are the products when calcium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid. Test for carbon dioxide gas. Now carbon dioxide gas, when passes through the lime water, it turns milky. So this is the test for carbon dioxide gas, that is CaOH whole twice plus CO2 plus CO2. So lime water turns chalky or milky colors. What are acids? Other chemical properties of acids. Acid reacts with bases to form a salt and water only. Just to see students, sulfuric acid H2SO4 when reacts with CuO, cupric oxide. You know that students, in copper there are two oxidation state, plus 1 that is cuprous state, and when it is present in plus 2 state, it is in cupric state. So sulfuric acid plus cupric oxide, so copper sulfate plus water, and this reaction is called as neutralization reaction. What is the name of the reaction, students? Neutralization reaction. When acids react with base, the products are salt plus water, and this reaction is known as the neutralization reaction. Now students, what is acid? What is the properties of the acids we have learned? Next, type of the acid: strong acid, weak acid. What is strong acid? A strong acid is an acid that is completely ionized in water. This means that all the acid molecules become ions in water. Example of strong acids are sulfuric acid H2SO4, hydrochloric acid HCl, and nitric acid HNO3. So strong acid is an acid that is completely ionized in water. This means that all the acids molecules become ions in water. So HCl plus water, H3O plus Cl minus, H2SO4 plus water, that is in first state HSO4 minus plus H3O plus. Again HSO4 minus plus H2O. So H3O plus SO4 2 minus. So these are the ionization of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is diprotic acid because here two hydrogen atoms, and it can release the two hydrogen ions as H plus. So sulfuric acid, the diprotic acid. Now what is weak acid? A weak acid is an acid that is only partially ionized in water. This means that only a few molecules of the acid become ions in water. In case of a strong acid, that is all molecules of the acid produces ions in water. But for the weak acid, students, only a few molecules of the acid become ions in water. Now students, what are the examples of the weak acid? Ethanoic acid, citric acids, carbonic acids. Ethanoic acid, that is CH3COOH, ethanoic acid, and it is the example of the weak acid because when it ionizes in water, 5% only ionize as H plus CH3CO minus, that is hydrogen ion, and acetate ion. So this is the examples of the weak acid. This is the example of the weak acid. Now students, some common acids: sulfuric acid H2SO4, hydrochloric acid HCl, nitric acid HNO3, citric acid C6H8O7, ethanoic acid or vinegar CH3COOH, and vinegar, I think students, it is used in the kitchen to cook the food, that is vinegar. Vinegar is used to prepare some special food also, and its formula is CH3COOH. Now students, uses of acids. Hydrochloric acid is used in the industry to remove rust from metals before they are painted. Sulfuric acid is used to make fertilizers and detergent. Ethanoic acid is used in vinegar for cooking and to preserve food such as vegetables. Citric acid is used in making fruit sauce. So hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, ethanoic acid and citric acid. Hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid are strong acid. Ethanoic acid, citric acid are the weak acids. So these are the uses of acids. These are the uses of acid, students. Now students, what we have? Quick check. First one. What ions do acid produce in water? Tell me students. Answer is hydrogen ion. State 3 properties of acid. State 3 properties of acids. Tell me students. What are the properties of acids? Acids are sour in taste. Acids produces hydrogen ions with water. Acids, again tell me 3 properties of acids. Acids when reacts with base if from the salt. Explain what is the meant by the strong acid. Give example. Explain what is meant by weak acid. Give one example. Some dry citric acid crystals are placed on a dry piece of litmus paper. Will there be a color change? Explain your answer. You know students, when acid stays with the blue litmus paper, it turns to the red litmus paper. So these are the 5 questions on the top topic of acids. So students, up to this, next day we will discuss on the topic base. So 3 videos are required in this chapter: acid, base and salt. So what we have learned on the chapter acid? First of all, what is acid? Second, the properties of acid, physical properties and chemical properties. Third, we have learned the types of acid, strong acid and weak acid. Fourth, we have learned the uses of acids. So these are the 4 topics, subtopics on the topic acids. 4 subtopics on the topic acid. And a quick check 1, the 5 questions on the chapters acid, base and salt. Thank you students. Be safe and stay home.